Let's now take a look at envelopes in a bit more detail. So we already have one envelope that's controlling the overall volume of the sound, but we can always add more. I'll hit the plus button here and choose New Envelope Generator. And then this envelope generator can be assigned to modulate anything. So for example, let's say I would like to modulate the pitch of the oscillator, crank up the level to a maximum. So you can hear the pitch modulation happening, and just like the other envelope, we have attack, decay, sustain, hold, and release controls. We have some additional controls over here. So there's a sidechain input for the internal trigger. I'll come back to this, but for now, let's take a look at the normal versus the neutral sustain mode. So in normal mode, modulation is going to happen above the default position. So right now, the pitch is set to the center point. And you can hear how the pitch goes up. I'll give this a longer attack so it'll be a bit more obvious. So pitch goes up and then settles down on a sustain value. And then when I release, it goes back down to the original pitch. Now, this may not be ideal for pitch modulation. So let's say I want to create those gliding chords. Sounds nice, but it's out of tune. So it's not playing the chord that I have played. To make this a bit more accurate, we can switch to a neutral sustain mode. So in this mode, the sustain is the neutral point or the 0 point. You can see here we're settling down on the 0 point for the pitch. So now when I play something, it starts at a lower value and settles in on the sustain point, which is the original note that I'm playing. We'll make that a bit quicker. That sounds pretty cool. All right, so now let's talk about the sidechain trigger feature. I'll set this up on a separate envelope. Let's add another one. Let's use this to modulate the filter cutoff. I'll bring this down, increase the amount here. Let's bring the sustain down here. All right, so let's set the trigger to a sidechain mode. So there is an internal sidechain option. So you need to route audio into the sidechain on the plugin. And I've already done that. And you can see the signals coming in. We can even click over here to preview that sidechain signal. So you can hear it's basically a drum loop. So now when I play a note, based on the threshold that's set here, we can trigger this envelope. So that's a pretty cool feature. All right, aside from using a regular envelope, we also have an envelope follower. Let's take a look at how the envelope follower works. Now this one exclusively uses that sidechain input, so you want to make sure the sidechain signal is set up. And again, clicking over here, you can preview the same sidechain signal. So let's assign this to the same filter cutoff just to hear the difference. I'm going to disable all, and then maybe just turn on this one here. So we're pretty much getting the same effect. You can adjust the attack, release. If you want it to be a bit tighter, we can switch from envelope mode to transient mode. And that makes it even tighter. Generally, you want the attack to be set to the lowest, and you can adjust the release to taste. So that's basically the envelope generator as well as the envelope follower.